once more for our Fall of London campaign. It is the story of Sir Christopher Montague, Sextus, and Thomas Wilkins. Tonight, we will carry on telling our story, the story of the coterie, as they find themselves down at the Beaconsfield Road. Hmm? Do you remember that you are at Southall, London, and you ended up here because you are on the lookout for a particular vampire's whereabouts? Hmm? Do you remember why you're here for, Coterie?
I believe we're looking for Sri Samsa.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was we literally stumbled upon this.
Mm. Well,
You're looking for Sri Sansa. This is the only reason you would be here. Nothing that you could ever want could ever bring you here. I mean, this guy didn't try to rob the Queen's vault. You didn't break his spine and fix it again. No, it's gotta be about Sri Sansa. I'm sure of it.
of course. Well,
Yeah.
the pretense, the very first pretense was that you actually followed the the tracks of the mortal guy who you managed to ghoulify. Hmm? The one who tried to sneak in the Queen's vault. And following him, you ended up here in the very same place that Sri Sansa is hiding. I mean, the entire neighborhood, right? And you do remember the Roti Mojo who joined. You actually followed that person here, that man here. Let's not just, just let's add some names to it, right? We're talking about Charles Evans. You are familiar with Charles, right? He is Christopher's ghoul. Hmm? And he was
I
headed,
have, yeah. I haven't actually. What's the word? I haven't
taken
spent
the
any XP on
advantage.
him.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Yeah, I
do
haven't.
because this was created throughout the story. So feel free to gain a dot of
Oh,
retainer,
yay!
adding
Give me a moment.
Charles
Let me
Evans.
add this,
Yeah,
please.
cool, cool. Yeah, take your time. I mean, you actually took the initiative and decided to ghoulify the man before he expired, and now you ended up with a new ghoul that you need to take care of. And so you did, kinda, right? You did not forget why you were here for. You followed the man and you tried to make sure that he did not divulge any improper information to others. Well, do you remember how he dealt with you? I mean, was he warm? Was he hostile? Do you remember?
He was actually very, very nice for what we did to that guy.
Hmm. He was helpful, wasn't he? Hmm?
He was indeed, and um, hmm. I still have no idea what conviction his daughter represents
It
because I remembered that his daughter was supposed to be a touchstone.
for you,
Like,
it is a conviction that you
y-
should specify for your character.
yeah, um, I need to have. I need to actually get to convictions. Let me note that down.
Of course. It is a thing that you need to personally take care of, Sir Christopher.
Yes,
Mm.
I'm
Not
so
not as a
sorry.
no worries, not as a burden or a duty, but as a
Have
uh,
to. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
as
It's
as
something
a
that I have to define.
exactly, and as part of the journey that will actually pacify your inner beast, so to say.
Hmm.
So taking time to
Yes.
actually to specify what conviction his daughter is linked with, then that will make your own life far better. So, having mentioned those things, let's carry on with our story, shall we? Now, you ended up talking with a man, and in the end, there were talks about the queen and how um, how she ended up being. being quite of a persona non grata in London, right? Am I correct?
Hmm.
Mhm. It is quite true and apparent that you, as a coterie, see her as London's nemesis, right? As a carcinoma that needs to actually be cut out and discarded. Am I still correct?
That
You
is
are.
the
Yes.
unfortunate case.
Mm. Throughout that particular meeting at the Roti Mojo who joined, um, we had a memoriam, right? We saw a memoriam, we experienced one, and that was Sextus. Sextus's origins, so to say. That particular night,
Yeah.
uh, during which Sextus was abandoned by her father, and she ended up drawing the attention of
Mhm.
some unwanted people. And I keep on saying unwanted because even though an aspiring lawyer came to her rescue, she kinda did not look at him eye to eye. Well, in the end, that guy ended up being her child. But that's a different story. That actually, that memoriam that we experienced last time really set some things up for that particular relationship that they had. Now,
Mhm.
after that particular memoriam, we came back to the Roti Mojo, and you actually talked to one of the proprietors. You remember Najma El Mim, that,
The thin blood, yes.
yes, the thin blood vampire who wanted to.
Was a bit more self-centered than she should be, but hey, thanks for the free information.
Yeah.
So, what are you talking about in particular, Sir Christopher?
What?
What are you talking about in particular?
Oh, she believed that the entire world of Kindred revolved around her and her joint because she literally thought that nobody else would be there unless they were looking for the Thin Bloods or Sweet Sansa.
Oh, spoken like a true vampire against thin bloods, Sir Christopher.
No, I believe I'm actually much worse. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what some Camarilla fuckers would say against us, the
Yep.
thin bloods.
Yeah, well, they're weird. But at the same time, it's we weren't there for her.
Hmm.
We didn't
Mhm.
even know that this was a Thin Blood meeting place.
Yeah,
We were not looking for any Thin Bloods. We were not seeking them out. But
indeed.
she thought we did because victim syndrome, I guess. Anyway,
I see. Sextus, you wanted to mention something before we carry on?
I don't believe I did.
Mhm. I see.
Yeah.
Go on, go on, go on.
No, I can't remember if I did or not.
Okay.
I must have.
No
Yeah.
problem. No problem. Just feel free to interrupt me at whichever stage you want. I'm gonna be here, and we're telling your story, so I really value your own viewpoints and opinions as we pace on. Now, we do remember that later on you ended up outside of the Beaconsfield Road once more, and then you entered the Spice Village, that place that we actually get to see in that on our screens, right? And you remember that you ended up there as you tried to feed from some people there. And the most important part, the most important aspect tonight was the fact that you kind of managed to mitigate a breach of the masquerade. Hmm?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
oh yes.
Yeah. There was.
go on, go on.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a what what actually happened to the kindred who walked out of the Spice Village and started drinking out of the guy in plain view?
Oh, he
Mm,
got away, I thought.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Snekus scared him off.
yeah.
yes, you did. But my question is, I've got a different kind of question. Now that we heard um, Thomas actually talking, Thomas, let me remind you that you did not exit this establishment alone. mm? You ended up getting out with your brand new friend called Samantha, the one whose friends you had fooled, and the one you kind of, just tricked into joining you, coming out with you. Now, what started as a promising feeding scene ended up with you acting out as a benevolent patron and the Tsunisi owner of Immortal. Your Tsunisi blood actually got roused. And could I dare even say that you, as a vampire, were aroused by that prominent moment? I mean, not sexually aroused, but emotionally so, as you started creating your own collection of mortals. Hmm? Am I
Yeah.
am I speaking nonsense,
Yeah.
Thomas?
No. No. It makes sense. I get what you're getting at.
Mhm.
So I believe this was the moment that we actually ended up our game, right? That was that particular moment.
Yes.
But let me remind you one special thing that might have slipped off our minds from the last session. There was a particular name that Najma Elmi mentioned, the proprietress of the Muroti Mojo food joint. He mentioned that in that joint, vampires were not welcome because this was not the place for them. They would convene at a different place.
Damn
Do you remember what
it.
name she mentioned then?
I don't.
Hmm. Anyone else perhaps remembers? It's okay if you
No.
don't. Don't feel guilty.
Give, give,
This is not a test
give
or
me a
anything.
moment.
Don't look it up on the internet.
No, I'm looking at my notes actually.
But it's okay. Whilst you take a look at your notes, let's carry on and let's start our game, shall we? Now, this is high
No,
time.
I'm sorry, I don't have it.
No worries, I'm gonna bring it up through the session. You might end up stumbling onto it, or a different occurrence that will lead you where you need to be, because that's how
Mhm.
fickle the Canaanite gods are. So let's start our game, and before we even begin, I want all of you to refresh your willpower points. As many willpower points as your resolve or composure, whichever is the highest.
Yay,
Feel your
willpower.
resolve
Oh,
renewed, a new purpose in your own life, something that makes you feel much more important in that particular city. And to be honest with you, after waking up some nights ago, you only came to the realization that you were among those people, those vampires, who really moved the world forward. Hmm?
mhm.
You saw no other agents of change, and you only stumbled upon some masterminds whose plans you managed to intervene, to meddle into, or even foil in some situations. You woke up as the agents of Mithras, but now you are actually interacting with the entire world. in your own unique way, leaving your mark behind. Having said all those things, allow me to remind you that you can also change your desire, not ambition. A desire is quite of a short term goal that your vampire can aspire to meet. Whilst you are underway, you are free to uh, head towards that particular goal of yours. If you manage to meet it, then you immediately gain an experience point and some willpower points back, depending on the situation, whether it was precarious or not for you. Now, the night is quite late, right? Still, there are 3 or 4 hours before the sun breaks behind the horizon. You still have some time. You always do, especially when you breach the masquerade, when you're on the verge of breaching the masquerade. The night, the the summer breeze, well, no, the night's atmosphere gets interrupted by the high pitched laughs of the woman who's escorting Thomas outside. Thomas, that's Samantha, the one who you were actually holding by her arm, the object that you covet. You remember just moments ago you used the name Peter to actually lure her in following you. And now what? Do you plan to actually store her back to your basement?
Um, not sure yet. We'll figure it out as we go.
Mhm. So behind,
Thomas, another one. Did you have to?
watch out, Sir Christopher. Samantha can hear you. She's there, holding her sweet young paramour, if Thomas can be described as young,
More
by
sweet.
his art.
Hey!
Sorry, forgive us, Thomas. That was intentional. Besides, you have the semblance of the Methuselah. You're not pretty. You're not, beautiful. You just remind everyone of Chinisi himself, right?
Hmm.
Mm. So feel
Hmm.
free to grab the reins and let us know what's going on with you and her now that you're exiting the locale.
Uh, uh, not quite
Sec-
sure what's gonna happen with her, but
Sir Christopher does raise an eyebrow. He's thinking about the resource expenditure that another experiment is going to incur upon you
Mhm.
more than anything else. I mean, I understand the requirement for retainers, honestly.
she's
I do, believe me.
she's just coming with me, and I guess we'll see where the night takes the two of us.
She gets overly
Interesting.
handsy. She's really into it. I mean, in the end, you ended up enchanting her with your personality, so to say, right? In fact, it was the kids, wasn't it? It
Yep.
was. Now, Thomas, before we proceed, she wants to carry this on. I mean, they all do, right? All those victims of yours, they need to get much more in close contact with you. So, will you be an aspiring Vlad the Impaler? No, will you be an aspiring Dracula, or are you rather more of a Vlad the Impaler?
I like to think Thomas is more traditional Vlad the Impaler than fictional Bram Stoker Dracula.
Mhm. I see. So, she tugs you by the arm. Where are we going, love? She's definitely lost in her haze. She doesn't even notice Sextus and Sir Christopher uh, standing around you. Besides
I'm sorry. What was that?
you. Okay. She is in a haze and she does not even pay attention to Sextus and Sir Christopher standing next to
Oh,
Thomas.
Mhm.
uh, so Christopher is kind of sideways glancing at Sextus. The implication is quite clear in his look, and you can and Sextus can see Sir Christopher rolling his eyes a bit.
And Sextus is going to grab him by the elbow and just be like, perhaps we should move along. Let the two lovebirds have their moment.
Indeed.
So, Thomas, will you oblige, as in,
Yes, I've got a plan.
Quick question. Babis, remind me, how do we heal? Because I've got a couple of bullet holes that I'd like to
of
get rid
course,
of.
of course, you can rouse the blood now and heal up to 2 points of superficial damage.
Doing it.
Having succeeded, you heal that without raising your hunger.
Doing
Perfect.
that aggravated
Done and
damage.
done. Moving on.
So, Thomas, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was gonna ask her where was a good spot that she knows of,
She
and
points.
I would get a hold of. I'll look at Christopher and Sexton and be like, as soon as I'm finished here, I'll get a hold of you and come back.
She points at a rather sleazy hotel around the area, right? It's the short-term solution, but it is quite efficient. It will be quite efficient. Otherwise, you'll have to actually drag her back to, to your basement. So for the moment, you will be off. And you see the couple actually strut further ahead as they head down the neighborhood to a rather, promiscuous section of that neighborhood. Now, Sextus and Christopher, you're on your own. As you'll be waiting for an hour, Thomas for an hour or so. How do you resolve to actually pass that time?
Sextus needs to feed something bad.
Hmm, excellent. So, how do you envision feeding again, Sextus? I mean, you didn't have the chance to feed in the restaurant, did you?
No,
Hmm,
no,
It was
the thin blood.
dangerous with a police hanging about.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes,
She is mostly just looking for a quick bite at this point.
of course. Yeah. Then in that case, I will just need you to use your seductive or persuasive nature if you so like. I want you to proceed with a charisma plus persuasion roll, and I want you to succeed at the target number of 4. The reason why it is 4 is because it is not such a populated area, but still, there
Right.
are so many people.
Uh,
Mm. You are one
Hmm.
success short.
can I burn a willpower?
Of course you can.
Sorry, was that a yes or a no?
Yeah, yeah, yes, you can. You can.
Okay.
Excellent. So you got the 4 successes that you need. Now you end up finding someone, someone who can be intrigued by you, right? A young soul,
Mhm.
someone who can actually strike a conversation with you, and someone whose night is actually going to get much more better now that he has met you. This man doesn't even remind you of anyone, yet he reminds you of all the people that you have met before. It looks like that this kind of men, young men, get attracted to you like the moths to the flame. And you do feel like one sex is like a prize that so many people seek to gain. Now it only takes you a 10-minute talk or something, and then you're in for the kill. Well, the proverbial one because you're not killing anyone, are
Yeah.
you?
She doesn't have a reason to, so no.
You better not be killing them.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Sextus, as you say,
Don't have Dominate 3 yet.
as you savor the man's blood, you do understand that his blood tastes quite bland. Hmm? It's a well
Mhm.
balanced temperament that this man has. He doesn't have anything interesting in particular. It's just his blood is quite nutritional for you, but there's nothing extravagant or perfect. Nothing that makes him even um, uh, worthy of your attention. Still, you can
Mm,
lower your hunger by 2 points if you wish. Now,
okay.
if you want to actually lower your hunger even more, you can endanger his well being, but that is up to your discretion.
He's boring, but that's not a crime worthy of death. Plus,
Mm,
I don't want to deal with the cops.
of course. I'm with you. Then, in that
Yeah,
case,
so
feel
just the 2 points.
yeah. Then feel free to
Yeah.
lower your hunger as intended. And whilst you are doing this, so Christopher, you have almost half an hour to actually um, uh, on your in your hands before your
Hmm.
friends get to actually reconvene with you.
So Christopher is actually going to take a look around and try to remember the name of the place that the kindred do convene to.
I see. So I would ask of you to make that roll of wits plus streetwise. You
Uh,
might end up picking on something. You might end up noticing some sort of a cacophony around in the area.
okay. Do I get any bonuses for this? I don't think so, right?
No, you don't get it.
Hmm. Okay. Difficulty is?
The difficulty for that should be
I have a dice pool of 3, so You know what? I'm gonna rise the blood for this.
3. Oh, that's great. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not hungry. Let's do this.
Hmm.
So difficulty should be 3, and the number of accounting should. What the actual fuck?
Okay. Uh, yeah. In a much more PG version, congratulations on that messy critical. However, this comes at a cost for you, Sir Christopher. You get to pick up all the clues around the area so quickly you can't even imagine. You see a graffiti here, some words scribbled there. You immediately get the feeling of the area. You understand that this particular place that you're hanging out right now is a place filled with thin bloods. This is not a place for vampires. And still, as you stroll around the area, you might probably be asking a single soul here, another soul there. You'll end up to a particular section, quarter of the neighborhood that feels much more pacified and much darker, less modern perhaps, And
Hmm.
it is a street that is poorly dimly lit, probably because the municipality cannot afford to actually, pay for the city lights here. That must be a lie, though. Now, in this area, you do find a place called the Blue Monsoon Lounge. Hmm? However, your entire discovery comes at a cost, and mostly because you can't actually hold yourself back. Your beast is on edge. You literally pick up all the signs quite fast, faster than one would expect. And then that's why that comes at a cost, and you'll end up getting noticed by someone. Now, you don't know who that someone might be, but let it be said that you feel like you are being watched.
Okay. Um, I know I am in another kindred's domain, and I know that Thin Bloods essentially have their own culture, their own traditions, so to speak. Babis, I want to roll some etiquette, actually,
Hmm.
in order to recall information about what is the correct form here.
Uh,
Assuming, of course, that the one watching me is either a thin blood or the owner of this domain that
mhm,
essentially I am trespassing in.
mhm. So I would appreciate if you rolled politics for that, right? I want you to be
Politics,
rolling your
okay.
intelligence plus politics to see whether you are familiar with the liege of that domain, of this domain.
Of course.
Excellent. The
I
numbers should
have
be
a
three.
I have a specialty in Camarilla politics. Does that apply here?
Of course it does. Yes.
Okay. Babis, I have a dice pool of 7. If the difficulty is 3, can I take half?
How much do you have again? Sorry.
I have a dice pool of 7 for
Mhm.
intelligence plus 2 politics plus 1 for specialty. Can I take half?
Yes, you can. And in fact,
I will do so.
by taking half, you understand that this area does not belong to the Camarilla, right?
Hmm.
Neither does it belong to the Anarchs. In fact, this area is reserved for those vampires who have no liege and no one else above their heads, no master above themselves. And this is quite of a neutral ground for most of the vampires in the eastern London. Now, this is the
I
main.
will take.
Mhm, go on.
I will make a mental note of this, and I will respect this neutrality. Go on.
Yeah, so that's why Sri Sansa is not the domain's lord here. And that's mainly because even though Sri Sansa accounts as an elder, he has decided to to respect that place's neutrality. A thing that you need to keep at heart when you converse with him.
Yes, of course. I will make my presence open
Hmm.
and just lean back and observe for now.
Hmm. I see.
At the same time, I'm going to send a dot Google Maps reference point
Hmm.
to both Thomas and Sextus,
Hmm.
and a message to respect the neutrality of this place.
Quite interesting because that was a thing they didn't know of, but now you actually they can use that knowledge, that piece of knowledge to their advantage. Now, Thomas, Sir Christopher's message comes at you moments before you are finished with Samantha. But pray do tell us, how do you treat that coveted object? whilst you are alone. Please do not explain to us your acts or anything. We only need the vampiric acts, right? Because you are under the effects of a compulsion, the compulsion of its emission, and that compulsion is quite different from the usual stuff that you get from other bloodlines. This one is quite tends to leave to have such a lasting effect. So I'm giving
Right.
you the podium, and you are the protagonist here. Thomas, please let us know.
So, nothing really super physical happens. I do have a question though, Babis. Do I get
Yeah,
the text before or after this?
after this.
After this, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's still not going to really change it anyway, because Thomas doesn't give a shit. So, so he's not going to actually do anything physical with this woman. He's going to feign it to a degree, but this is evil.
I'm
I
here for
think,
all kinds of nasty and evil.
right? I think he is going to embrace Samantha in a somewhat modified shovelhead style.
I'm sorry, Sextus. Did he mention embrace and shovelhead in the same sentence?
I believe he did.
Okay. Carry on, Thomas.
So, yeah. So what the plan is knowing that when she wakes up, she's going to have a food source, and knowing how this works, that would bring my hunger to 0, and then I have to give her one. So my hunger would be 1.
Hmm.
And then I'm going to take her phone and find the most recent group chat that she has with her friends. That
How
I
on
would
earth do you
assume
know
would
what a
be,
group chat is?
well, it would be a text message with multiple names. I've seen our text messages. If it only has one name, it's just to us, or just to us. If it has multiple, it's a group chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send like a SOS text and the location.
The location you are in?
Yes, and then I'm going to leave. The food is coming to her.
I see. Hmm. And the most important part is that you actually do not end up, being around here whilst the Bloodfest starts, right?
Right. But I will also, on my phone, or go through her phone, find her number, and then give her my contact information, and like send a text about, you'll have questions, call me.
Mm. Your beast also has some questions, Thomas. First off, the notion that you are actually enslaving someone to your will and turning them into a vampire. You curse them into eternal damnation, and that thing is not even, humane at all. So that means that by doing so, you'll end up scoring 2 stains. Now, I need to ask you, as a character, about your convictions. Do you have any convictions that can mitigate that loss to 1 or even 0?
No, I don't think so.
I see.
Don't think I do, really.
No worries, no worries. That means that you get to actually score 2 stains for it.
Well,
What is
unless,
humanity
hang
anyway?
on, unless always attempt to remain in control of the situation. I kind of took this compulsion and took the reins on it and did with it what I wanted rather than what the beast wanted. But other than that,
Admirably, admirable. So yeah, that can actually. I was hoping that you mentioned that. Yes, this is actually maintaining control of the situation, and that situation was the prominent breach of Masquerade. Her friends knew about you, and she ended up following you, but she had to be yours, and she didn't need to. She couldn't die, but then she had to stay close to you. But this life of hers was actually crossing your own life. So you did the correct thing, eh? You just diverted her life to match yours.
yeah,
That is a pacifying thought indeed, but still the act is horrendous. And rather than scoring two stains, you're now score one. Which leads me to the second issue, the moral crisis that Thomas can have, which is actually causing a prominent bloodfest, right? You understand that you're inviting some mortals to their doom, and on top of that, they're getting eaten by their friend, who will eventually suffer from that. She will have nightmares, and her own life will kick off with a miserable moment that will torment her. And you know that. But you are in control of the situation, eh? So, having said that, causing a bloodshed will score for you two stains again. Now, is there anything among your convictions that can mitigate that loss to one or zero? To one or to zero?
uh, I it's a little bit of a stretch, but
Let's go.
uh,
I'm here. I am here
a,
for stretchy moments.
yeah, a little bit of a stretch, but a kindred sometimes breaking into their more basic instincts and the act of just the carnal action of feeding, especially when you are completely famished, might have the kind of same connotational beauty as watching like wolves hunt and feed. And I do have always admire the beauty where no one else sees it.
Uh, huh? So the beauty lies to the brutal fest that will
In
take
seeing
place.
it, well, it's more so in seeing the natural course of like comparing it to like watching National Geographic, I guess.
Okay, yeah, this is rather a stretch indeed. It doesn't sound as convincing. However, we need to ask to appeal to the humanity of your own coterie members. Now, Sir Christopher and Sextus, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like the wolf that you actually have in your coterie will offer that National Geographic moment to us all by orchestrating that bloodfest? In broad terms, do you agree that he should score one less stain for that or not? Again, this is not a trick question
Only,
or anything.
only, only if he gets to witness it and take copious notes. He is going to have to be Sir Richard Attenborough in order to get one less stain, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
What if I just saw the aftermath, like a crime scene?
Thomas,
That's
I
did
don't
not
think
remaining in control, mate. That's not remaining in control. That's not. Um, you have to be privy to this. You have to be participate. You have to be right there in the sidelines, unobserved, recording everything. I will give you the National Geographic redaction then.
I can hide in the closet.
Sure,
Obvious
yeah.
closet jokes aside, yeah.
Of course, of course, of course. So, Thomas, if you wish to actually mitigate that by one, feel free to actually hide yourself in the closet. Score one extra stain for that. Well, in total, you're scoring two stains. One, the mitigated one for embracing a child, and the mitigated one for admiring the beauty where no one else sees it.
I'll do that.
Excellent, excellent. So the next moments are quite crucial. They are quite important. You see the lady friends of your own child and barging in, entering. They try to snap her into, into consciousness because she's standing there looking at them as if she never knew them. Hey, Samantha, what's going on, love? It is one call, a second one, and as soon as one lady friend approaches her, approaches Samantha, she lunges in for the kill. She bites her on the face. There's screaming involved. There's too much violence, too much pushing, prodding, hitting, shoving, slamming against the walls and stuff. However, there might be a chance that this will be intercepted. So, Thomas, I will give you the chance to try to protect the integrity of the scene by rolling something. That something should definitely be to your resolve plus Larson. I want you to lock the door. I want you to bar the windows to ensure that the integrity of that place remains 100% unaffected.
All right. What's the target number?
The target number is a menial 2. They are not paying attention to you actually, drawing the chain and locking the door and stuff like that.
Right. I don't have any points in larceny, so I'm gonna rouse for this.
Mhm. But it's so exhilarating, isn't it? So damn exciting as well. You get to notice that without partaking.
Hmm. Well, I mean, because when you're in a bloodfest, you don't really remember everything. You in the aftermath, you kind of remember what you did, but it's not really getting to
Indeed,
see it firsthand. Yeah.
indeed, indeed. Ooh, two
Well, I got two.
successes. Yeah, one coming from your beast, the other one from your own self. It looks like you are both into this thing. So you do secure the place. The bloodfest ensues. It takes 2 minutes, as much as it takes Sextus to actually be finished with the talking and start the kissing part. But now, as soon as you are finished, you see the pent up child of yours. She will have a ton of questions. And that thing that she committed here, if it gets witnessed, not witnessed, but found out by the authorities, she will end up breaching the masquerade, and you know why. Especially when the morning comes in that cell. Besides, you also make a mental image of her getting getting a visit by the sheriff, one of the sheriffs. So, Thomas, how will things proceed from here?
I think in order to kind of help cover it up and make it look like something else might have happened, I have a contact in one of the gangs
Mm,
that I might be able to have come help with this a little.
mhm. Will you be staging this scene in a way?
I think so, yeah. I think that would be the best way.
Hmm.
Actually, I
I
don't know. Should I call him or should I call. because he's a 1-dot contact, and
Mhm.
Winston is a 2-dot retainer, and he might be better suited to it. Yeah, let's go Winston first.
As you take out your phone to call Winston, a message from Sir Christopher comes in, and that's when actually the Google pin, reaches you. The place, the rules, the prospect. You might make a mental note.
Oh shit!
You might make a mental note out of this, and then you proceed in calling Winston. Well, you remember what happened after last time. Winston needs to quote unquote apologize to his superiors for letting a patient go out um, unchecked. Hmm? Because you had to actually intercept that patient. So sadly, Winston will not pick it up. And you definitely can picture
Right. Got to remember to get him something nice. All right. I suppose it is time to give old Sleeves a call.
it. Oh, you remember what happened with Sleeves,
Got us some firearms, but I don't remember how in the hell I even came into contact with Sleeves.
eh? So it was actually on the very same night that you were intercepted by a Nosferatu spy. And he ended up,
That's right. That's right. He
yeah.
was in the yeah. I saved
You
his life.
you remember that after he procured the guns that you needed, he was on the run from the police, right?
Vaguely.
And you asked of him to lay low.
Yeah, well, it's time to not lay low.
So you are calling him back, but now you understand that you will be dragging the poor lad into something that you'll need to take him out of, right? If the police follows him, then you'll need to provide the protection that's needed. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for sleeps. I literally check on the note here, and I've got it here, that he had to lay low, and I do have the indication as of when he comes back.
Gotcha.
So, from what it looks like, Thomas, unless you want to strain your resources, it feels like your people are preoccupied. They are on the cool down, one would say, in a much more gamey terms. Thomas, you are all alone. Of course, I do give you a mental hug as a player, but then you still
Yeah.
you feel that loneliness. Are you thinking something through, or should we carry on?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Sure. Whilst you are thinking, with
Yeah, go ahead. Come back
yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
of course, of course, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Don't feel pressured at all. Yeah. Whilst we're back at it, Sextus, the message is quite clear. The pin is there. The rules are there. Sir Christopher just took a quarter of an hour to find it all.
Well, this would explain why Lady Wyndhamshire wanted to know what Street Samsa was up to.
So I have a question for Christopher. Christopher, have you provided a pin where you would meet,
Yes,
where you'd all meet? I see.
absolutely. And I am there in the open, no weapons drawn, and I know I'm being watched.
Mhm.
So I will make my presence known.
Mm-hmm. So Sextus, we'll need your action from here. So after finishing off with your meal, will you be joining Sir Christopher? And if so, is there anything that you need to do and take as an action?
Before she'll go to meet him, she will check on her Saturday night special, make sure it's still well hidden,
Mm-hmm.
and then she is going to join them.
Mm-hmm. I see. So from what it looks like, everything is intact. Mhm.
Excellent.
You, you don't need to have your attention pulled for that, right? Everything is okay.
Yeah.
So
As
now,
she goes to join them, she's going to have heightened senses working
I see.
to see if she can spot the person spying on them.
Mhm. So as you pace on and you end up at the alley that Sir Christopher is, you have your awareness, your senses on the lookout. Your awareness is top notch, and you try to spot someone. So please proceed with your wits plus awareness plus aspects. I
Okay.
will not divulge the target number for you because I will be betraying that person's hiding capabilities. If there are any, if there is any.
DM asks you to roll perception. Mm-hmm.
It is very effective.
I'm going to give you a rouse check after.
Yes.
And I'm going to say difficulty of 1.
Oh, 5 successes. There is someone actually watching you from afar. They are they are standing over the terrace of a building. They're looking down where you are. As you as you extend your senses and you try to spot them onto the rooftop, you only see a blurry image, a blurry silhouette. And then you realize that this silhouette swiftly parkours away from where you're standing. Now, as that person stands there, quite far from where you are, you
Mm-hmm.
realize, unless you actually want to take an action to follow them or anything, I will briefly let you know that you realize that this person had some sort of tracking capabilities. That person could definitely see and listen to Sir Christopher from afar. That probably could narrow down some, capable spy profiles for you.
Well, the good news, he was following Sir Christopher and hopefully did not witness the whole thing with Thomas.
No, definitely not. And thankfully so. So, Sextus, anything that you want to do regarding the
Can she
plan?
tell if the
Mhm.
guy is a Nosferatu?
Sadly not. But you realize that that person has actually implemented the discipline of obfuscation. Now, obfuscation
Sorry, what was the
applies.
last one?
Obfuscate.
Obfuscation. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Now,
gotcha.
now, could that obfuscation have been mixed with a different discipline too? Because that person ended up spying Sir Christopher from afar. Hmm? Was that
Prospects and offer.
obfuscate? Excellent.
Hmm. Hmm.
Does it look like this person has noticed Sextus as well?
If that person has what?
Does it look like the person has noticed Sextus?
No, no, it hasn't noticed Sextus yet.
Then she's going to make an effort to follow the guy.
So you end up
Well,
meeting.
if you inform Sir Christopher that that you spotted who's watching the coterie, Sir Christopher will be. Yeah, I know, and it's good that we're being watched.
Hmm?
Yeah. She's going to send the text message saying as much before she starts to follow.
Mhm. Whom are you texting?
Sir Christopher?
So you're not meeting him directly.
No.
Okay.
Someone following a member of her coterie
Mhm.
deserves an investigation, do they not? We do not want another encounter with the word.
This does not feel like towards a mole. Do as you see fit. Do not engage. We are guests here.
We are always guests, whether welcome or unwelcome.
And do be careful.
Have you known me not to be? I am not some common. There's going to be dots after that, ellipses, because she was about to say she's not some common Ravnos, and then realized
Yes!
it's probably a
Full
bad
stop.
idea.
No, message one, yes, full stop. Message two, yes, exclamation mark. Message three, yes, four exclamation marks.
At this point, she's going to put her phone away and continue on with what she was doing.
Okay. From what it looks like, you both have reconvened. Am I reading this correct? Now, probably outside of the Blue Monsoon Lounge, unless I'm mistaken.
The two of who?
You and Sextus.
That is up
No,
to Sextus.
Sextus is trying to follow the person following Christopher to
Okay.
learn more about that.
Okay. So let's proceed with that. You notice that blurred image, as mentioned before, parkouring away from where Sir Christopher is. Till you try to tail them without being noticed. That is not a difficult thing for you, for sure. So I will ask of you to please roll your athletics plus your stamina in that thing. And I'm invoking athletics basically because that person uses, is parkouring. They defy the actual laws of physics to actually, move away. Now, if you do have any dots on celerity that you want, and then you have, a power, that gives you more dice, I would be more than happy to have you actually add
I have 2 dice in celerity.
them.
2 dice in celerity. Add a celerity rating to any dexterity,
Of course, you've got fleetness, which means
fleetness,
that
and
cat's
cat's
grace.
grace.
In fact, you're adding your celerity rating to your non-combat dexterity tests. That's great. Now, even though I did not ask of you to roll any dexterity, we can assume that this applies here, right? I'm testing stamina
Okay.
here because we are talking about an exerting moment. You're gonna be
Right.
following that person almost everywhere. And now that we also mentioned Cat's Grace, we can ensure that you don't actually fall off a ledge. And if you fail, you will not be receiving any sort of damage.
Okay. All right. So what is the difficulty?
The difficulty for sorry, the difficulty for that should be 4.
I'll give it a rouse after this.
Excellent.
And a willpower. Nope.
Mm. So from what it looks like, with 3 successes, you're 1 success short. I will be
Yep.
more than happy to grant you that success that you need. But
Okay.
you will end up striking the devil's deal, which will put you in a precarious situation, though. As in, you might end up getting ambushed.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, there's every possibility she can talk her way out of it, so why not?
Mm. Excellent. I'm keeping a note here. So as you chase that person, you notice that they end up leading you towards an area, a construction site. Mm. They are sprinting from beam to beam, from one ledge to the other, from a side of the window to a different one. Their footing is quite sure, quite steady and certain, but you will oblige. You will start. You will start. You will follow him efficiently, steadily on, as your celerity will not betray you. Now, feel free to describe more if you wish.
Yeah, it is quite the chase with zooming through, doing flips through windows, balancing high above London, scaling walls that really shouldn't have been able to be scaled,
Mhm.
climbing on pipes and the like. And she doesn't really quite understand how she managed to make at least one of the leaps across rooftops, but she makes it. She catches up to him down, I believe you said, an alley.
Yeah.
And
At the
I
at the
expect there are people waiting for her.
construction site.
Yeah.
And so you actually
She does
go, go.
the superhero landing
Mm.
right in the middle of it.
Mm. So it only takes you one good moment to actually walk vertically against the beam, then fling yourself to the edge of that ledge, and then land heels first in front of him, from where he was about to end. Now you see a manhole cover open. He was about to actually duck into that manhole cover, but you interrupted his path with your landing. Now that's quite admirable. So let's just go to that alley, just for a moment. Now it's just you and him and that manhole to the side. But you see the person for what they are as they drop their obfuscation, and you behold a Nosferatu once more. A Nosferatu with a rather long nose that probably makes him look more like a toucan, a bird, and less than a human being. One that has been disfigured by their animalistic nature quite, quite hardly. He looks at you. Damn, that's impressive, he says.
Mm, I live to impress.
So, are you a friend of that Ventru guy? He says.
We are acquainted, yes.
"Hmm. And what can I do you for, sweet lady? He says. You see him. You you quickly eye him up and down. He is quite athletic, but he's not that burly individual. He will he
Mhm.
will prove a fair fight.
I saw you watching him, and my curiosity was piqued.
Hmm. The world
He
needs
is,
to know more about him.
uh, I'm sure the word does.
I'm his whisper.
And I,
Sorry, carry on.
and I, my friend, need to know more about you.
Ah, so you are his friend. Hmm, useful. So you are part of the cult that he is in. You are one of those.
For
He stops.
for my sins, yes, I have been tasked with many a thing.
This is the first time that I have been intercepted, and I will appreciate what you have done. But now, lady, I will give you that advantage of catching me. Just know that word is out for you all. You, him, and your friends. We still don't know how many of you there are, but just don't cross us. Never cross us. He smiles. And as he does, the shadows around the area grow stronger. You feel in danger.
My friend, you do not understand. We are legion. There are many. It is not you, it is not us who needs to worry about crossing the word. It is the word that needs to worry about crossing us.
Please roll your intimidation plus charisma.
Okay.
Nice.
And difficulty?
The difficulty should be 4.
Okay.
I'm wishing you all the luck in the world.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So we got uh that should be a messy critical.
Yeah, I should.
Just a success.
Isn't the isn't messy critical one on a hunger, one on a regular die?
No, it's when at least one of the
Okay.
dice, one of the hunger dice rolls as a 10.
Right.
It's your beast actually, ruining the thing here. So
Yeah.
that insult and threat is flung quite nastily. So he furrows his brow. Understood, he says. Now, what can a lowly messenger do for you? I assume that we both want to go back to our place. He tries to smile, but he can't. His nerves have been shaken.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to word. I want you to inform him he has something that belongs to us. We will. He will give it up by choice, or we will take it.
Please,
That is the only choice we give him.
please unleash your bestial side. Please do use that messy critical of yours, Sextus. Be as horrific as you can. Allow your nails to elongate to fangs. Allow your beast to bask at that moment. Just showing that puny little whisper how careless he is for crossing your path. And with that, you will get a stain. But please bask at that.
Her fangs lengthen, claws extend. She runs one across his cheek, uh, just hooking his nose. But
Then
she's going to have to absolutely wash her hands after this one.
whoa,
Uh,
whoa.
but she draws blood, Vitae, as she his nostrils. That is a down payment, my friend. And then her other hand comes up, slams him against the wall in a chokehold. DeWord will face worse at our hands if he does not give us what we need.
Let him go. You hear some voices behind you that remind you of a bark. Let him go. Let him go. Wow. And then, if you turn to look back, Sextus, you will see 5 Nosferatu who have emerged from the shadows, growling at you like a rabid pack of dogs, like a pack of rabid dogs. They are not touching you. They try to encircle you, but you feel that they are intimidated by your display of power. This might actually have saved your ass. But carry on. It's your moment, your majestic moment where you prove your power.
She will lift him up by the throat, turn, hold him up, and then drop him at the feet of the other Nosferatu. You can have your friend back now. I don't ever want to see him again.
They growl as they run to get their brother. Sorry. They surround him. They actually, they actually, you know, fall over him and circle him as if they try to protect him. But you do see that these Nosferatu are far more animalistic than their other brethren. In a sense, it makes you feel quite superior to them. You are a vampire, they are just animals. They don't say nothing. They carry on nurturing their friend. And before you actually leave, they will get the chance to slink back to that open hole in the ground where they probably have come from.
Well, that is where they belong. She dusts her hands off and, unbothered by the whole thing.
But still, allow me to say that this was a majestic display of power. So I don't want you to get a stain because you have inspired us that you should be punished for that, messing critical differently. I believe that you should be getting a dot, a flaw of enemy against Richard the Ward. You've thrown the gauntlet. It's either you or him. Is that fitting for you, Sextus?
That is the only way this could have ended, yes.
Excellent, excellent. The proper, the proper epic of an Nosferatu against the Toreador, the lifelong rivals. So let's, as probably you will you reconvene with Christopher? Do you resolve to actually meet Christopher and carry on with it?
Yes.
Yes. So that only leaves Thomas to us, right? Thomas, have you decided what to do with your child? The clock is ticking. Your choices get limited.
Yeah, I think I got what I'm gonna do, as I believe. Um, I'm gonna uh I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna go ahead and reopen the door back to the room now that she has had her fill.
Hmm.
I'll step back inside and lock the door again.
Hmm.
And have a look around real quick and see how bad this is going to be to try and cover up.
Hmm. This will be quite nasty, but it is not unfeasible. If you want to do it yourself on your own, you will have to roll to make quite of an efficient roll. That will be, in my opinion, that will be wits because you have a limited amount of time, right? Plus
Right.
investigation. The target number for that for you will be 5. It is quite high. However, if you need to employ the help of your friends, then you can ask them to join you quite of a short notice, at a short notice, and then you can all mutually roll differently. Well, roll different pools for for a mutual test, and I'll be needing 8 successes from the total of the people joining you. So,
What if I get Samantha to help and use it as a teaching lesson?
okay, that mm, yeah, that will
Because I
probably
don't know if we've got the time to wait on other
yeah,
people to get here.
of course, that will probably lower the difficulty for you by 1. So from a difficulty to of from 5 to 4.
And you said it was going to be wits plus what?
Investigation.
Gross. I don't have investigation. And my wits is only 2.
Or wait a minute. Or should it be subterfuge?
Actually, I could probably do subterfuge.
Because you are staging something, huh? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still going to have to rouse, but this would work better.
So a target number of 4.
Hold on. I'm going to willpower.
Of course. Damn, 3 successes. 3 successes. Thomas, will you be getting the devil's deal?
Depends on what it is.
There will be, if you get the devil's deal, you will end up indebted to a kindred. A boon from the kindred will help you.
Don't really like being in debt, but I guess it's better than the alternative.
Excellent. So you try to actually cover everything up, but it's not an easy thing, right? In the end, you end up feeling quite at a loss. There's so much going on, and still you have to cover everything up. I mean, you even dread to imagine what the policeman would think of where they actually stepped in here. The blood won't come off the wallpaper at all. It's quite of a difficult thing, and I don't even mention about the corpses. And then there is a knock at the door. Probably a knock that is addressed to you.
I'll go look through the peephole.
You hear a faint voice saying, "Room service." Damn, outright creepy. Through the peephole, you see none.
I see what?
None. No one.
No one. Gotcha.
Not a nun with a habit.
Right, right.
Uh-huh.
I'll turn back around. All right. Lesson number 2. Some of us can do strange things. And I'll cautiously open the door.
You open the door only to realize only to feel the strong movement. Someone actually enters, barges in, and then you see her appearing manifesting in front of your very eyes as she tells you, Close the door. Quite in a commanding
Right.
voice. And you
Shut the door.
see, you once more, you see a damn Nosferatu. They are almost everywhere. She immediately introduces herself to you. She is Gabriela. I'm the caretaker of this place. Not of this establishment, but of the entire neighborhood. I've seen you moving, and this whole wanton bloodshed makes me want to puke. But time is of the essence. The authorities will be alerted anytime soon. So I can help you.
I'm assuming you'll want something in return.
She nods. You might. Sorry, my voice gets trailed off. You might have met a friend of mine. She winks at you. That that thin blood that you brushed away. She, you kind of left a sour impression with Nazma. Hmm? So let's start from where we are. You're here for a particular reason, and I do care to learn about it. Hmm? You've met someone at the diner, but then again, you broke off each other. Are you looking for something? Are you looking for someone? She says as she plays with the hair between her, uh, on her chest, around her chest.
A little bit of both. And you'll forgive me for my almost hostile presence. I do not have the best history with your kind.
I don't care. What I care is that I don't, no attention is drawn to our place. So I will ensure that I cover up this fuck up of yours. She narrows her eyes. She immediately gets close to you as she draws a blade from between her thighs and she actually flicks it open, as you know, like a butterfly knife. Hmm? She gets, she puts it close to your carotid artery. Now, pray you're not a Sabbath fuck up, are you? If yes, then our meeting ends here.
I'm sorry, what was she asking?
Whether you're a Sabbath or not.
No.
Huh? Mason, can you hear me?
Oh, I said no.
That
She
was a that was said with conviction.
yeah. She narrows her eyes. She furrows her brows. She hardly believes you. Now, we don't need to roll for that. Okay, then in that case, I'll need to make an exception. So I clean up that fuck up of yours, and then you just wait for my call. Well, for my message. Now, give me your Haven's location, and I'll ensure that I reach you promptly.
Give her the phone number for the clinic.
Mm,
She's not going to Shirazi's.
yeah. So you're giving her the number of the clinic. She nods. Thanks. We'll start from there. giving a note. Now pray you do cooperate with me. If you don't, we'll end up meeting again. The next time I won't be so open handed. Now grab your child with you, lest she will end up getting butchered by the sheriff.
Come on, kid.
And the door opens, and once more you get your object with you, your child. Now she's all fed. She looks at me with trouble in her eyes. Her her face has been washed, but her eyes betray the break, the breaking, the fracture in her psyche. What have I become? She asks of you. You're not, you're not, what are you?
I'll explain along the way.
Mm.
But
So,
in the broadest sense of the term, and in the correct terminology, we are Cainites, children of Cain. In the, I suppose, in the human vernacular, you might call us vampires, but we don't like that name.
the conversation carries on and on and on, and from the fact that you refer to yourselves as Canaanites and not kindred, I do understand what you are telling here. Now, my question, Thomas, is that do you resolve to reconvene with your friends? Or if not, will you be going somewhere for the night?
I need to reconvene with them, but I don't need to bring her along. Um,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna call a cab and have her take it, or have it take her to the apartment,
To Shirazis.
and then yes, and then I'll reconvene with Christopher and Sextus.
Excellent. So,
I will tell her not to go in the basement, though.
gotcha. Gotcha. So, speeding things up and having you three reconvene, is there anything that you people intend to do before meeting up?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Christopher and Sextus?
Sextus should probably feed again.
Mhm. Come, Sextus. I mean, of course you have. Yes. Let's.
Oh, I've got more.
Mhm.
What? What is a masquerade even?
Right.
Mm, mm,
She's going to call on who she thinks is probably the most healthy person in her herd
mhm.
for a quick bite.
Sure. Please lower your hunger by one as I make a note here regarding your herd.
Okay.
Also, Babis, I had the entire intention to actually do that, but I did not realize it was going to be that quick. I had changed my desire at the beginning of this game to continue the bloodline.
Excellent. Excellent. That was prior to you embracing someone, right?
Yes, yes, this
Mm,
was at the very beginning, and I was like, "Oh, I'll probably do that this game with her at some point." And then you were
mm,
like, "Oh, well,
mm,
we can do." It. I was like, "Okay,
mm.
well, I guess I'm doing it now."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's add something extra to that, not just you actually, creating a child. By continuing the bloodline, let's just assume that you teach her first
Okay,
discipline or something, huh? How does
all
it
right, yeah,
sound?
that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. That makes it a little bit better.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome stuff.
All right.
Okay, Sextus, it doesn't take long for you to actually rendezvous one from your own herd and then end up meeting your friends. Now back to Southall. Hmm? Christopher, Sextus, and Thomas, you get informed by Christopher that he has found more things about that particular alley that I mentioned before, an alley that is not frequented by thin bloods, but by vampires, actual vampires, such as yourselves.
Oh, more information is always good.
Mm. As mentioned before, there is a particular bar that lies at the edge of that street. That's the Blue Monsoon Lounge. How how different could that be, though?
What was it called?
Blue Monsoon Lounge.
Okay.
So, people, do you resolve to actually enter there, or will you be doing something else? Because you are keeping awfully silent.
I'm looking at both of them and I'm like, where the hell have you two been?
Taking care of the stray.
Unimportant at the moment. We have bigger business to attend to, don't we?
I'm looking at both of them and I'm like, somehow I get on spec 6 and how have you both fucked up? Anyway,
I did not fuck up at all.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Minor fuck up on my part, but not too bad.
So Shovelhead and Nosferatu enemy.
Shovelhead, I don't believe. Oh well, Thomas, do you
No,
divulge
yeah,
that
it
enemy?
didn't end up. Yeah, it didn't end up becoming a shovelhead situation.
Ah,
Hmm.
okay, good. Anyway, back to in-game without knowing all that I know. Right, I do feel that there is something both of you are not telling me, but this is neither the time nor the place. Let's focus on the business at hand. Is there anything I should know before walking into this establishment?
As usual, keep an eye out for Nosferatu.
Yeah, they seem to be all over the place here.
Christopher kind of places a connection in his mind between Sri Sansa and the ward. He doesn't like that connection. Let's find out.
Mhm.
All right, then. Be on the lookout. Let's go. And
So,
I'm going to enter the blue one soon.
hmm.
And Thomas will follow.
So the atmosphere changes. Go on, Sextus. You want to say something?
Nah, she's not gonna use Flush of Life. She's gonna think about it, but she's probably too hungry.
Still,
Doesn't want to
after
eat again tonight.
after lowering your hunger by 3, you're still hungry.
Oh, you said by 1.
I mean 2 from the previous one, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was at hunger 4
oh,
after
now you're at 1.
the. I'm
Yeah,
at 1? Okay.
yeah, because You lowered your hunger by 2, then you were at hunger 2, then you
Yes.
called someone from your herd, now you're at hunger 1.
Okay. All right.
So you're
Then yeah, blush of life it is.
excellent. Now, people, unless you have invoked the Blast of Life and you want to actually do so, feel free to do it now. But as you enter the Blue Monsoon Lounge, the atmosphere changes. Much more ritzy atmosphere, and the dazzling kind actually denotes that this place does really not belong to the the entire atmosphere that this neighborhood is consists of. Now here in the Blue Monsoon Lounge, things are different. You see some people uh, seated at the bar, drinking their drinks, having some good time, but in a much more stylish way. Now looking around, you see that the light in here is subpar. So effectively, there are so many shadows and there are so many dark places. You do spot some people actually lounging um, in some love seats at those dark places, dark nooks and crannies, and then in front of them, just a table with their drinks. It looks like here the rhythms have gone slower, right? Everything moves at a languid pace. As you enter, you somehow feel like everyone is watching you. Again, this feeling stays on quite strong and persistent. Now, immediately as you enter, there is someone who accosts you. A woman wearing a hijab. She gets closer to you. Good afternoon, she says. You must be new to our area. I see it in your eyes. I smell it in your blood.
You do not know how right you are in this. Good afternoon.
No, I
I'm
think
Sir
she knows.
Christopher Montague.
Sexist is gonna look at
Allow
him and be like, I think she knows exactly how right she is in this.
Allow me to present my companions. This is Sextus and Mr. Thomas Wilkins.
I
How
am
may I
I
address you?
I am Aisha, she says. I've been a fellow resident of this place for quite a long time. I am I am a warlock. Hmm? She nods.
A warlock?
Indeed. Some of you would call
Intriguing.
us Tremere. Now, please allow
I
me.
see.
I understand that you are here for a particular reason. All of them are. You're actually looking for someone, aren't you?
This is not something to be discussed while standing, is it? Let's have a drink and converse on our prospects, shall we?
Indeed, she says, as she draws your attention closer to the bar. To the side of the bar where you see some sort of apparatus hanging from the ceiling. She immediately grabs one. She's seated on a stool. She places that apparatus onto her head, onto her face. It's a mask connecting connected to a tongue hanging from the ceiling. Well, this is an oxygen bar. Immediately tags the cable and she inhales. She motions for you to do the same.
Interesting.
Mm,
I will get. Do we even need to breathe? If I remember correctly, we don't.
You don't. Of course you don't.
you
What
not.
in all that is good and pure is an oxygen bar? I have no idea what to expect here. So, all right, I'll take a
Roll.
half.
She will wait and see if Sir Christopher suffers any ill effects.
Thank you for that. Yes.
Even as you inhale the oxygen, it doesn't do nothing to you. It feels almost like, smoking when you have no lungs or something.
Hmm.
Yet she looks like she's getting, into this. Now,
Apologies, Isa. I do not get the appeal. Is there something that I'm missing?
As Sexus might actually get something out of it, as she has Blush of Life going. So
indeed,
we'll see
Sextus,
once she puts the mask on.
you take a good puff of oxygen. It feels quite invigorating. It feels like it's filling your lungs with precious air, even though it's unneeded. And then, as you exhale, it leaves you with a faint, faint, faint scent of jasmine with a strawberry. Now, damn, that's good. I mean, it does you absolutely no benefit, but it feels like, as I said, holding a cigarette whilst you're not smoking and you're just watching it burn. Some things we have adopted from passing from mortality to the next stage. You will you will forgive me this habit of mine. It relaxes
Mm,
your nerves and calms you.
It seems similar to the hookah bars of my youth.
What was that,
I
Sextus?
can, it seems similar to the hookah bars of my youth.
Mm.
I can perhaps see the appeal.
She nods at you. Spoken like a true Tremere, she says, while she tries to laugh and her eyes adopt mirth. You are here for a particular reason. I've, I've seen that. I've, I've sniffed that in the smoke. You are here to. You are looking for Sri Sansa, are you not?
Among others.
I understand that you need to maintain some secrecy. I understand that you have an agenda of your own, but here I am one of the bar's most prominent customers. I frequent this place a lot and I've seen so many people come and go. Most of them are looking for Sri Sansa and his wisdom and his help. But he offers that help to no one. I don't know why. But the winds have
Help and
spoken.
wisdom. Help and wisdom are both commodities to not be shed lightly, especially that of the warlocks. One does not ask for stories and information unless they are prepared to know more than they should, or more than they could accept in your case. We're not here looking for help. We're here as equals of Sri Sansa looking for their cooperation
She nods. Quite of a
in...
prudent.
Yes, go on.
No, no, no. She would say quite of a prudent notion.
Indeed.
It's a situation in which he finds himself uniquely bound by honor and duty to uphold.
Which is why we are here. Not as a reminder to a duty, not as a call to task, but as a call to action.
You are here on behalf of the Queen?
No,
No.
You
I
we're
say
rather
here on
think
behalf of someone who is unfortunately no longer walking among us.
as an aside, Sextus will mutter under her breath, I don't think the queen quite likes me right now.
I think the
I
queen quite
doubt.
likes any of us.
I don't think that the Queen likes anyone, to be perfectly honest. Whether she will use them, that is different. But like them, I have my doubts. No, I say we are not here on behalf of the Queen.
thank Cain for that. The Queen is quite of an unwanted individual around here, but I understand her predicament. I do not sympathize with her, but I respect what
Is that
Sris.
why?
Go on.
Is this why we did not see you or any of the frequenters of this establishment in the Queen's Gala recently?
We do not. We're not part of her court. Neither are we her followers. We do not sympathize with her. She makes the quotation mark gesture light, for she is quite of a treacherous individual. Do pardon my words, but I've heard so many words about recounts of her deeds, and none of them are gallant.
I can assure you the Queen's court has unfortunately done justice to your words of late.
She looks at you.
Yes, we are here seeking Sri Sansa. Is there any chance that you can arrange a contact or point us to someone that can? Our business is rather urgent.
She nods. Sri Sansa is holding a meeting tonight. A meeting his group has convened. It is a group that he has created and that he cultivates ever ever once in a month. Now it is a kind of a lecture that takes place in the Southall Library. If you do
Would
have
it be... I'm sorry, go on.
if you oh no, no, carry on. I mean, it's your moment. Please. Please.
Would it be too presumptuous to request that our presence is allowed in that lecture?
I can arrange a call. I can make a call and ensure that you end up getting on time for the lecture. It has already started, but Elder Sansa takes his time to preach his lessons, to teach his lessons.
As a good teacher should. We will be indebted to you.
Now you do so a modicum of respect about knowledge and the Tremere. Is that a misconception of mine? Or are you rather interested in what we have to offer?
Let's say that I do have a respect for the knowledge that the blood of the warlocks carries, and for your ways as well. But that is neither here nor there. My blood was not graced with such gifts.
She nods. The winds have blown to my face, giving me the knowledge, giving me a modicum of knowledge that I should be visited by clans that belong to rulers and governors. So, from what I understand, there are no low clans amongst you.
Sir Christopher raises his chin just a little bit. Just a modicum of imperiousness and pride. Our
Thomas is
bloodlines do
horribly trying to hide his disdain for being in the presence of Tremere. So
Yeah,
Our clans, our blood does indeed hail from higher stock, as you purport.
she nods. I see then. It is you who I was expecting tonight. So if that's the case, then I'm afraid that you don't have no time. Sri Sansa will be gone by the end of this night, and God knows, Cain knows when he will resurface. You understand? An elder can be picky when they choose when to make their appearance.
Indeed. Then time is of the essence. We should indeed be on our way.
Please
Please
get.
be so kind as to arrange our arrival. We do not want to alarm anyone.
I will make the call, and you will be shown in. Just don't take your time. Time is of the essence. And I will make sure that we get to talk and meet once more. Perhaps it will be your moment to actually help me in my own tasks, on my own tasks in the future.
If our meeting with the Elder goes as we need it to, then I will be glad to be of assistance to you. A favor for a favor. May the winds ever blow favorably on you. I say, we shall be on our way.
She nods. A minor boon then. Don't let the harpies annoy you on the way out. I will ensure that word is carried out. We will
Minor boon indeed.
we will see each other soon then, she says as she shows you out, and she also gives you the location of the library where the group convenes tonight.
Hmm. I have a feeling that I was shaken down for much less, for much more than I'm given, but fuck it, we ball.
been the
Excellent.
catchphrase of this whole freaking chronicle.
Yep.
What was that about the
Yeah,
Chronicles?
well.
Sir?
I said, "Fuck it, we ball" has pretty much been the catchphrase of this
Ah,
chronicle.
yeah. True,
Yeah.
true.
That and being shaken down for more than we are given.
This is Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, Fall of London, comma, fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
Let's go.
Okay. So you finally end up the place where you're supposed to be. The Southall Library. A place of wisdom, of knowledge. A place where you should be. As the doors open, a faint smell of incense invades your nostrils, along with the dust. You glance around and you eye all the bookshelves that adorn both floors, separated by a balcony, and by the edge of the library, you do notice the reception desk. Behind the desk, there is a person standing there. He greets you with a nod and a small, a small familiar frown. I'm sorry.
We
Uh,
have we met this man before?
have-
I don't think so. I don't remember Arjun Madan.
I don't believe we have.
I don't think we
Hmm.
have.
No.
So he eyes you up and down. May I help you, sirs?
Good afternoon. We are here for Professor Srisansa's lecture. I believe that Isa has called ahead for our arrival.
He looks at you as you're talking. I believe I received a call before, but who are you again?
You may call me Sir Christopher Montague. My companions, Sextus and Thomas Wilkins.
His eyes go big as he listens to your name. Sir Christopher Montague, sir. Unbelievable.
Yes.
He nods. He nods in a rather elated way. I I never have I ever met one of the Montagues before.
Uh,
He yeah.
Not one off, my good man. The original, you could say.
Your grandfather then. Is your is your grandfather the original?
We would very much appreciate if you led us to the lecture hall. We have rather urgent business to attend to.
He nods. Please forgive me, he says. It is the fact that I've heard that name before. My grandfather used to work for Montague for many years.
I see. And what is or was the name of your grandfather?
Ravnir. Ravnir Madan. Now that's
Oh dear.
interesting. Now that's interesting. Do you remember the name Ravnir Madan?
Of course I do. How
Hmm.
could I not?
Please tell.
One of one of the very capable people working for me, a consummate warrior poet, a master with the curved blade, and always with a good word at his lips. He was an avid learner, that man,
Mhm.
and by Cain could he dance with a blade.
Oh. And how did you two part ways then, Sir Christopher?
Ravnia had his full allotted life, and he will be missed because he passed like a good man should, remembered by his peers, loved by his family, surrounded by them in a bed where he cursed them all in all Shakespearean ways because he didn't want to die.
Hmm. Yet now, in front of you, you have his grandchild. So I believe that.
He
Go.
he's not kindred, is he?
He's
Arjun
not.
is not one of us.
No,
Hmm.
he's not.
I do remember my grandfather indeed regaling me with stories of your grandfather.
He nods.
I believe that I have his sword back in my manor at some point, saved. I would be
Oh,
happy to return this. It
no,
should be with that man's family.
no. You keep this. My grandfather used to be. Well, he used to admire the Kshatriya, but I have diverted long away from this path. We do not aspire to the castes as we have back in the homeland. Besides, I'm born British myself here. Uh, you do, you do, you do my grandfather a great honor, sir. Besides, I remember that you are even true. Now that is earth-shattering. Yes, he mentioned it.
And I just raise an eyebrow, and then I remember that Ventru is actually a word in Hindi, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, mm,
Oh,
it
and
doesn't
what does
look
that
well.
and
What he
what does
meant.
that word mean to you,
Oh,
Ventru?
he eyes you up and down. I'm afraid. I trust that you understand what I'm saying. What I'm trying to also make you. What I'm also trying to imply is that this place is run by the Tremere.
I see.
So now that we have been properly introduced to each other, I will.
In this
Um,
case, allow me to correct a mistake that I made earlier. No, I'm not one of the Montague. I knew your grandfather personally.
his pupils dilate. Impressive. My father has spoke highly of you. Well, at least that's what my father kept on saying.
And your father was also a. I don't want to say prized servant. He was also a valued companion to my family. One of many, to be sure, but never overlooked. We do not overlook those who throw their lot in with us. Never. Your family has been serving with mine for generations. It is a proud tradition and one that I do wish I could return. You are serving one of us now, apparently, as a librarian, and it is an honor to meet you, Arjun Mandan.
He nods. Likewise, Sir Christopher. Now then, from what it looks like, I indeed have received a call from Miss Danielle. So you are expected. Please,
Indeed,
please do keep in mind that this is a place of wisdom, and that you are about to experience something paramount. Do come here open-hearted, and you will be surprised.
a true surprise after all this time will be a gift worth an entire life. Lead the way, Arjun.
S- So he actually points towards a place that a segment of the library that's actually um, separated by heavy drape, right? Crimson drape.
Hmm.
Uh, you are led to a different place of the library, to a different side. And as the curtain opens, you hear some murmuring, and you feel a heat coming from the room further ahead. You follow through, only to find yourselves in hmm, a room where they all convene. You see many people from all walks of life. They are listening attentively. You see, all of the people look like mortals. Hmm. Their faces look flushed and hale. And as you enter, you see Sri Sansa standing in front of all of them, just with hands open, as he starts talking to the crowd present. You behold the man. You see that he has impeccable beauty, but it really depends on, well, it's not about preferences. I'm talking about inner beauty as well. Guru Sansa welcomes everyone to the gathering and starts the lecture about karma, the great wheel, and reincarnation. Now, you have listened to those things before. If you don't have a dot in occult, oh no, not occult, sorry. If you don't have a dot in academics, feel free to purchase one later on with your experience points. As
Hmm.
he, sta-
Okay.
as he starts talking to the people there, you find that his soothing voice really alleviates the worries that the mortals might have when you know, when they attend to what he's saying. He starts telling something about existence and how things change from one form of being to another. Now it feels way too familiar now. Do we expect the Mhm. Do we expect some sort of empiric lesson here? And then he starts talking about the whispers from beyond, the spirits that will not rest, will not be laid to rest, and that will seek their people among the living. Then there is one of the ladies there. She's actually paying close attention, and as soon as Cherisansa is done, he drops his head back, a perfect display, and then his head tilts back to its normal position as he starts speaking with a young child's voice. Mom, it's me! Screams the child. And then you see the mother, that aforementioned lady, standing up, and she goes to reach the guru, and the guru, acting out as her sweet Amrit, that's an Indian name, right?
Mhm.
He asks of her to be reunited with her in the next life. She can't hold back her tears of joy as her friends and family surrounding her comfort her. People smile and laugh as she kisses Guru Sansa to the cheek. Well, nothing peculiar spout out of it, anyways.
Does anyone have a cult?
Yep.
Maybe.
Might be a time to roll it. Just saying.
I do have a cult. I only got 1 dot, but I do have a cult.
So, seance, spirits. Is that a ritual?
Who knows? Who knows?
I might.
Let's see. That should be occult plus intelligence against a target number of 3.
Okay.
You know what? I'll roll on this as well.
I'm also going to willpower.
Hmm.
But I'm not going to rouse because I'm not super worried about it. If I don't get it. Yeah. Alright.
So, Christopher, that looks like a seance, but it's not even one at all. I mean, there are many things that are lacking from that quote unquote seance. The, the, um, sorry, the imprints drawn on the floor, probably the medium, the Ouija board or something.
Hmm.
We're we're talking about a finely lit place. This place, well, this entire procedure of communing with the spirits should actually be done whilst all the senses get diminished in a way. But still, from what it looks here, this is not a seance. Yet you hear that this child actually speaks with the elder's voice. Well, no, the elder speaks with the child's voice. And that's quite peculiar. But it does miracles to her, to his mother.
Well, as a player, I have a bit of knowledge that the character doesn't have, and the knowledge is that seances were, in fact, shams. This is not one. Because as a player, I actually know that the Tremere can contact spirits.
Hmm, interesting.
Hmm. As a player, I also know that Tremere have Auspex, and he may be very well literally be plucking the knowledge out of the woman's head right now. Both are equally as possible. So I'm retaining an open mind, and I'm keeping my curiosity. Let's see what this truly is.
So what do you resolve to do, huh?
I resolve to sit back and watch how things unfold.
Hmm. Excellent. What about the rest of you people?
Sextus wants to meet him, but she feels like interrupting is probably not the best way to do it.
Thomas just along for the ride.
Thomas, just what?
Just along for the ride. The sooner we
Oh,
can get through with this and done with the Tremere, the better to him.
he immediately carrying on. He starts addressing the audience, specific members, and he tries to bring forth some parts of their lives, and then have them get in contact with some significant people who have passed away. And he is offering that kind of wisdom and intervention quite open-handed. He really in an altruistic way seeks to pacify the people who end up, getting appeased, and they hug each other, they laugh. No, not laugh, they smile. It looks like positivity is in the atmosphere, something that's oddly um, incompatible with the world of darkness. And as the guru carries on with his thing, he catches a glimpse of you three, probably seated at the back. His eyes shift. Everything goes dark back again. And you feel like as if you are thrust off your seats into a different place, different era, a different occurrence. You look around and all the people who have partaken at Guru Sansa's meeting have are wearing now different clothes. You hear voices talking, and you find yourself in a place at a manor. You know that this manor is in Mayfair, London. You look around and you see all the Victorian elegance and opulence of the era, and to the side, you smell a familiar scent, and that is Guru Sansa's scent. You immediately notice that you are standing next to Guru Sansa, and you are wearing different clothes. Clothes fitted to the 19th century, the end of the 19th century. The Guru looks at you, then back at the people present in the crowd. This is the place, he says. Are you ready? We've been through this thing before.
So this is your memory then, not ours.
The Guru furrows his brows as he tries to understand what you're saying. I'm sorry, but I believe we discussed more things about the Marquionnes, right?
About the what?
The Marquionnes. Let me write that down so that you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, please. Because I have no idea what you're referring to.
I'm referring to the title of a noblewoman that is above the Countess and underneath the Duchess.
Ah, the Marchesa. Okay.
No, no, no. On the book, it's called Marchiones.
Okay.
But
Right.
I will
Okay.
but I will play ball.
Hmm.
You will forgive me. I seem to have misplaced my copy for the evening.
The copy. Oh, that's that's good. So now it's worth asking once. Uh, People, how are you dressed tonight?
Well, it looks like we're at some type of a manor of some kind in a black tie event, so I would assume black tie.
Hmm.
She is dressed simply, the bare minimum of jewels required to be in polite company.
Hmm.
Um, she is not normally the sort of guest you would have at this event, being just a singer, but perhaps she is going to be on stage later.
Definitely. And you, Sir Christopher, what about you?
Elegant black lined with silver, proper silver thread, not fake. Um, Hair tied back with a black silk ribbon.
Mm.
Of course, a tie.
Hmm.
Um, Everything is black except for the vest and the tie, that have the vest is red brocade with black background, silver. What's it called? Not lining. Silver details
Hmm.
and a matching red tie.
The guru looks at all three of you. Even proceeds to mention that you are all dressed up finely for the situation. But I assure you, the invitation, the invitation did not concern us. It was not addressed to us as guests. But oh, my dear guru, thank you so much for arriving tonight. There is a voice interrupting Sri Sansa. And you, in front of you, you see the, well, Marchioness, Marchioness, Marquesa, you name it. The noblewoman who is actually throwing this kind of party here. I am Fenella Fresworthy, she says. She greets you gallantly. My guru, you are more than welcome to join us. Thank you so much for arriving tonight. And you? She takes a good look at the three of you. You are also welcome. Any friend of our guru is our friend as well. Please,
Sir Christopher bows slightly, as befits a member of the nobility, to another,
as you probably make the introductions, right?
of course, and thanking the Marchioness profusely for the invitation. No, no, not profusely. Curtly, but what's the word? Courteously.
Hmm. I understand. She nods, she replies as fitting her station, and she says, "Oh, please do forgive me, but here we were discussing, we were having a rather A rather important discussion here with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, emotions of the man standing close to her. Your eyes turn to look at the renowned writer and physician over time. Well, it's one matter that does not concern your gifts, Guru. In fact, Arthur Conan Doyle intervenes and says it is a matter of occultism rather than religion. He nods at all of you. He introduces himself to you two, and only at that
Wait a
time.
moment.
Go on.
Didn't this man have a huge beef with Harry Houdini about the whole occultism thing?
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't see Harry Houdini here. There are no Americans here.
That's not true.
True, true. Yes, 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 yes. It's purely a British affair, I assure you. Hmm,
Surely.
of course.
Properly British, yes.
Yes. And as you glance around, you realize that this entire meeting does not concern only mortals, but some vampires as well. As you immediately notice two people, quite important. One of them is well known to you, Sir Christopher, because you've succeeded at that test before. Juliet Parr, hmm?
Oh,
The sheriff.
hello there, Miss Parr.
Hmm.
Who was she? Give me a moment. Hmm.
People, can you refresh Sir Christopher's memory?
Sheriff of London.
That's right.
Queen Anne's lapdog.
Ah, okay. Was that what you wrote for down for her? Okay. Yes, yes, indeed. I'm not joking. Yes, she is Queen Anne, the lapdog. Yeah. And on the other
Uh,
side of
m-
the
My friend, I have sever connection immediately underlined twice.
and on the other side of the room, um, in a rather shady nook, your eyes don't deceive you. You see him in flesh and blood. Your friend, quote unquote friend, Richard the Ward, the spy master of our trusted Lord Mithras.
Greedy little shit.
No, no, in fact, he is tall. He's not little at all. But he is a guest of the noble lady, Penella Fresworthy. In fact, there are so
So,
many. What was that
is he a
question?
Nosferatu in this? Is he Nosferatu yet, or will that
Mm,
come later?
he is a Nosferatu.
Okay.
You can tell. But then again, he is actually seated cleverly in the shadows so as to avoid any, peculiar uh, reactions.
What?
Wow.
No Obfuscate 3? No Mask of a Thousand Faces?
No, 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 no. Just pure ugliness underneath the cover of the shadows. Oh yeah, then before I forgot, there is one person that you have seen before, and it reminds you someone. It is again your friend Regina Blake. But now Regina is moving differently. She's acting differently. She has she is moral here. That's Sometimes before she died, probably.
Regina
Now,
Blake. Wait a moment.
Keeper of the Elysium.
Oh, the Queen's child. So yeah.
No, not that one. She is the.
Oh, the
She is
former, the former keeper.
Yes.
Okay. Toreador, right?
Will be.
yes,
Yes.
Well,
yes. If you wish to actually roll for to make an awareness, witch plus awareness roll, we might you might end up noticing something about Miss Blake.
Definitely. Is this a profiling role?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I got decent wits awareness.
Then I will also apply my specialty in profiling.
Sure. Please go on and
Difficulty?
roll against a target number of 2 because it's blatantly obvious.
I'm yeah. I'm not just taking half. I'm taking a third. I have a dice pool of 6.
Sure. Thomas, I know that you have rolled. Sorry, I didn't mention that before. You could have taken half. Since you got 2 successes, I believe you're okay with that. Sextus,
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
do you want to roll or anything?
just it's awareness.
Are you thinking?
Target 2? Sure, why not?
Sure.
Oh well.
Hmm. Well, you do notice that she is actually being prowled by her a vampire. A vampire who's actually not taking her eyes off of her. That might be her her sire, her
Try to be.
respectable sire, sire to be. Yeah, and you do notice that woman, a striking woman, so beautiful that you can't take your eyes off of her. You see, you see her, and probably next time you will have the chance to speak to her. Have you checked the picture on alchemy?
I hate
Interesting.
you.
Mhm. Mhm. And on that note, we're gonna end up tonight's game.
And on that bombshell.
Yeah. Yeah, apologies for ending that way. Well, hopefully the next time we'll have the chance to actually play through the entire Memoria, and hopefully we'll get to see and find out what Sri Sansa might be hiding. Hmm? Now, thank you so much for tonight's game. Really, I do hope that you people enjoyed it. I keep on enjoying it each and every time we play on. I understand that my microphone is shit, and I thank you so much for putting up with my, subpar technology. But what can I say? I'm a La Sombra storyteller here, so until the next time, we'll have to make ends meet. So, yeah, having said that, thank you so much. I want each and every one of you to receive 3 experience points. Obviously, one.
Babis,
Mhm.
I actually completed my what's it called? Desire for the day. Locate and contact Sri Sansa.
Ah,
So I'm getting 4
okay.
XP. Yay!
Yeah, you're getting an extra.
I've also done that.
You get so
Those.
both. Yeah, to meet Sri Sansa. Yeah.
Yeah.
You both get an experience point out of it, and you're also getting 1 willpower point back. Now, Thomas, I don't want to actually, sabotage you or anything, but continuing the bloodline will might give you end up giving you more experience points. So, is it okay if we carry on with that and see
No, that's fine.
how badly you can influence that Samantha girl? Okay, excellent.
We do have to address my states, though.
Of course, Thomas. Let's proceed with that. So let's see how much you regret doing that thing or not.
Now, remind me of this role. You would figure I would, playing Thomas, that I would remember how to do this role, but I
No,
do
no,
not.
no. You're good. You're good. You're good. I mean, even your other character, your Tremere, actually, knows how to do that. So let's go. Now that you got three empty spaces, you roll three dice. So one
Okay.
d10 per space. If you get at least one success, then you won't be losing any point. See? Yeah.
All right.
You now do you know what that it portrays? The fact that you came to regret this. That's why you don't lose your humanity. You
Right.
regret doing this. I understand. You understand that it felt quite fulfilling what you did, but you can't shake off that belief within you that the monster that whose cravings you just appeased needs to come to terms with your humanity. But that's quite difficult, almost nigh impossible. Now, if you want to supplant your convictions, or well, if you want to change your touchstones with something else less tangible, you have to shed those convictions, and then, as said before, oh no, we haven't said that before. I discussed that with the people in the Sabbath campaign. You will have to actually carry on living with your humanity. That's under six. That's good. And then adopt some Sabbath convictions, if that's the case. If you want
Right.
to head down that path, just let me know, and I will give you the rulings for that on a call or on a meeting. Yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. Thank you so much, people. I really hope you had fun. I had fun, as I said before.
Yeah.
Um,
Babis, just letting you know, I
yeah.
spent 3 out of those 4 XP to increase resources to